we have Kremgod on the comfort show. We have the loyalty TP, the element of surprise.
Honestly, right now, the most fits, and that is mobility and the surprise element. We are gonna be moving on RSG SLATE SG versus Team Flash.
Team Flash up against RSG SLATE SG. Game number 5, Abstract. What are you thinking about the draft, man?
A lot of surprises that we are gonna be expecting from the side of Flash. RSG definitely is really good at pickoffs.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. Fasa would very likely want to drop the backline's HP down as much as possible. His idea is to not kill. It's not necessarily to kill, but it really boils down to locking people down and zoning people away. Once their HP is low, they can't join the fights anymore. Sustainability is either going to be very important for Flash, or they focus on creating space.
Honestly, right now, the only difference that I see right now, something big to me right now, is going to be Veg's spell. He's going to go for the execute on the Benedetta instead of this Petrify. Wow.
Exactly. Because now it is not about team fight.
Yes.
It's all about the split. It is all about creating space. And he understood in the previous game, all he got to do is to focus on the Diablo, keeping Diablo very busy.
Yep.
But this is very micro-intensive coming in from Biggs as well. His eye for an eye has to be impeccable. He needs to make sure that he runs away from that wall. And if he don't do that, he will go down like how he did there.
Right, and Vex going down right there. I mean, if he had the Petrify, would it have been different right there then?
Not necessary.
Yeah.
Not necessary. Right now, it really just boils down to micro versus micro, but Dung versus Benedetta. Benedetta's micro gonna have to be really good and time your eye for an eye and prepare for that push from Badang. It is super important for you to do that. As much as possible, RSG would not be putting too much resources in the bottom lane unless a major neutral objective appears there.
Exactly, and the major objective that's going to be appearing right onto the bottom lane right there is going to be the first turtle of the game, and RSG, they do have more manpower in the bottom lane, but the Loi TP is coming down. They're going to go for the top lane instead, but
didn't get anything.
No avail, and Yon and Vex are forced to go back. It's going to be a 4v2, so Flash has to give this away, and the first turtle is going to go into RSG hands.
It was a gamble from Flash. They wanted to give the Lord, they wanted to give the turtle because it seems as though they know they can't exactly take that fight. However, if they are able to get a nice teleportation up to the northern side, the diversion and the carry goes down, that would be so much more damage that they could have got.
Wow. I mean, that execute kind of gives me the idea that Vex is here to shut Diablo down. But RSG, they're quick to adapt, but oh, we have the dragon.
Beautiful down to Luce and Cutie, but it doesn't seem like the fight is going to be over just yet, as Badix as well as Kremgod is going to be on the receiving end of that comeback.
What was that? The turn of the event literally just comes out though, but oh, here we go.
RSG on a tear! One after another.
Oh, they managed to shut down onto Orki though. Very well done, denying Orki of any sort of farm, but Roy right now still untouchable. 2-0-1 on this Fasa. And the turn of event, I just have to remind you guys again, what a catch coming out from RSG.
Small victories, and Flash gonna have to count all of these. As long as they're able to find small little victories like that and trying to lock down one person after another, that would absolutely be perfect. Now, of course, RSG, we're looking at their emblem. Nothing too out of the ordinary, to
Master Assassin, though.
Master Assassin, that's one thing from Diablo. He wants to win the lane. That's the thing. Well, for the side of Flash, right? We are looking at Vic. He does have the unbending will. That pretty much suggests that he would want to be a little bit more aggressive in the early stages. But if you realize if he can't fight this Diablo, it would be bad. In the meantime, hold on a second. As the kind of scene says, though, bottom lane, we're starting to see the diversion from the side of Loi. They don't know where Roy is, though. And Roy pops out in the open. And face go down.
Exactly. And what a play coming out right there. Oof, from RSG. Just a big, big catch. And especially from Roy. And Roy right now is still untouched on this far side. They do have the high ground.
Team has slain the turtle.
Immediately, we've got the second turtle going down to the hands of RSG.
Yep, and RSG can easily steamroll this if this snowball is not contained.
I mean, this is not exactly the point in time where Flash will be able to do much. Right now is RSG's game. With the Martyrs being super strong in the early stages of the game, they have Fasa, which have superior movement across the map and great burst potential. They also have a Kaja. They can just willy-nilly jump right in and hook onto someone.
Exactly.
Team Flash is on the disadvantage. However, the element of surprise in the later stages of the game is where things will start to get spicy.
Yep, and just as we speak, Diablo finally securing down onto the... Oh, they don't have to see though. Oh, the TP coming in a little bit too late though. But a very good catch coming out from Lucian Cutie and Roy and Augie as well. That's the teamwork we all see.
Yep, pretty much of the expected deal from the side of RSG. That is pretty much the MO for the entirety of the early game. Go for the catch, and then with an airstrike is the instant burst that they are looking for, and that's the instant burst that they can help Oki win in the lane. That snowball potential is what we want from RSG. As long as they will be able to keep on to that, Team Flash would not be able to find a way to come back unless they win that one beautiful fight through the element of surprise.
Yep, and taking a look at the items right now, Augie 4.4 thousand and Phoenix 3.7 thousand, so he's pretty far behind. And Augie already securing onto the corrosion side, but oh, the conceal play comes out though. Swift Boots, Regular Spear, and 2 Daggers. But take a look at Vanix, Fury Hammer and 2 Legion Sword, still waiting on that BOD.
Diablo is very wary of his surroundings. Paragon just can't seem to find this Badang. Can't seem to lock him down at all. Badang is 1-0-1. This guy, even though it doesn't seem like he has contributed much in fights, but he's putting a lot of pressure onto this Benedetta. Locking this Benedetta down, not much of a value is bought with those amount of mobility that he has.
Yep, and right now RSG, the snowball is collecting enough snow to grow bigger and bigger every single minute right now. But Team Flash finally able to get that tier 1 top turret in return as a desperate measure.
I think that Team Flash just really don't have enough information as to where the rest of members of RSG are. They need to communicate a little bit better here and really just get Cramgon out there, so the Benedetta is able to cut waves. Because now, Team RSG, they will just jump onto Vex whenever they want. But now, the eye for an eye plus the final blow were perfectly timed.
Wow, and taking down Diablo, Flash finally getting some trades back in return. But they're gonna lose that tier 1 bottom turret as well. But I have to give it to Vex. What a micro play right there. Getting away from the Divine Justice, the Feathered Airstrike. Wow.
All about the timing, I gotta have to say, right?
That's right.
Once the Divine Judgment has elapsed, we gotta have to look out for Roy to really blast him down. But I'm pretty sure that Vex, he went out with everything that he can. The Sword Out Strike, the Electrified Blow, as well as the Eye for an Eye. It just went perfectly based on the timing. I wouldn't say it's pure luck, but the main thing is that Vex made no mistake in that escape.
Yep, Vex made 0 mistake. Every single skill, every single ornament was all hit on point and on time. But take a look at the damage dealt right there. Roy on the highest and closely behind. Oh, be coming over though, but no movement. And Diablo is going to be able to sniff this out. But he's
this
just
guy has insane intuition. It's either that or RSG, they have very good communication across the board, which honestly, I'm not too surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be reporting missing. They're going to be having all eyes on the map as well. And right now, RSG, if nothing is going to be done, they are going to be able to run away with this snowball. And take a look at this. 4 turrets been taken away. And now the Lord is going to be coming up.
Top lane completely pushed in by the hands of RSG. Flash would want to echo that thought by pushing down to the bottom lane, but unfortunately the inner turret doesn't seem to be touched at all. Team Flash may be a little bit too slow when it comes down to figuring out that a lot is going to be taken by RSG. Or perhaps they know that this is not their game to fight yet.
Wow, and the level 1 Lord instantly getting taken down right there with 5,000 in goal lead right now. RSG could just easily take this lead away.
They're very cautious. Flash is super cautious. Even though Vex is all the way at the top side, they don't see anyone. Perhaps they see a couple a little bit through the fog of war. But with the Lord marching up to the northern side, Flash couldn't run out at all. But that's a great damage from Roy. Not like it's going to do anything much, but it will push the rest of members from Flash away, yielding and conceding the outer turret in the middle lane.
Yep, and right now Flash are moving together as one unit right now. They have to play slow. They have to play passive right now. But look at this. Gray. Oh, dashing all the way across. But
No big deal.
no big deal.
Lord.
And Lord being able to chunk down right now. But take a look at this. RSG, they're trying to converge.
Flash completely pushed backwards, unable to do much. And even though Jay has landed his full combo on, not really saying super full, but a good burst in the first of
flicker?
one man. Doesn't seem like Bray will be able to do quite much. Yon pops with a heavy spin, only to be immediately melted down like a hot knife through butter. RSG have got the entire control in the northern and the southern jungle of Flash.
Wow, the instant burst coming down. But let's take a look at the items right now. And we can see the Holy Trinity already completed right now for Orki with the Corrosion Scythe, with the Golden Staff, and the DHS, Demon Hunter Sword. But take a look at take a look at Diablo, Blade of Heptasy, and the Demon Hunter Sword and a Legion Sword under his belt right now. He's going full damage Badang. Abstract.
Waiting for that perfect play, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the pickoffs, and then, if it's possible, just go for the fist break. RSG have got a lot of damage onto their hand. However, this also means that in the later stages of the game, they don't really quite have a lot of defensive options. It all boils down to Bray opening up the map for them. This guy is probably the tankier one, and of course, he's able to go through crowd control. But one thing he can't go through is going to be the Divine Judgment. Losing Cutie will be able to identify that onto Yon and takes him down almost immediately.
Wow, take a look at Orki. Instantly melted Vex. So much HP loss right there, but John keep getting caught out over and over again, and Diablo, it's a nice little sniper bullet right there, but Orki being built up with a WON right now, but Team Flash, they have to play patient.
They try to break down the middle lane inhibitor turret as much as they can. They did manage to bring it down to roughly about 60%. That is pretty much A-okay. But the main thing is discipline. Discipline play. Oh, look at this DJ. We'll probably want to find one on the loser cutie. They managed to find one. Whale Dragon, everything tossed right down on this one
1v1?
man.
1v1 against Diablo into the top lane, and Diablo is gonna win against Vex.
Unfortunately, that means that it is a trade for a trade. 1 for 1. The Lord fight is going to be 4 versus 4. But unfortunately, RSG's Kaja died first. As such, he will be able to join into this battle for a little while longer. And Team Flash, unfortunately, will have 10 seconds off the clock. 5 versus 4. RSG can take that opportunity.
Oh, the TP comes in though. But take a look at this. Cramgod jumping in. Where is the information? RSG has no information right now.
Where is the rest of the members of Flash? That's the question that is from the side of RSG. Badang is a little bit too far, but I don't like where this is going. Badang's movements and of course position has been leaked, but he's buying time. That's what he's doing. He escaped from the rest of Flash, and Bray takes out the Lord just so easily.
Oh my lord. Diablo able to pull the rest of Team Flash away and denying them of any movement coming in. And that just gives information to his team, and that's why they have to spend every single resources right there to take the Lord down. Level 2 Lord marching into the mid lane.
Cautious play all over the map. It's all over the place, and the Land of Dawn have not seen much blood built. RSG have got the Lord marching through the middle lane with his trusty trident, but it doesn't seem like Flash will let this trident touch the middle lane inhibitor turret at all, but the retribution is used by Bray to ensure that the Lord will be able to do exactly that. Flash completely moved backwards. They got a hug around the core. They need to make sure that the crystal shines bright like a diamond.
Diablo.
But Diablo's HP not looking good as it burns. Coming from the side of the match, watching from the side of Jay. Vanix is going to be finding himself down. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Vanix getting caught out right there with the Divine Justice as well, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 right now. And the Lord is going to go down. There is no minion wave. It's going to be a small, tiny little minion wave, but take a look at that. The Feather Ash Strike is going to be landing.
Oh, Vax, not exactly a very good play as he used the Electro Final Blow. That was a very, very important play, and that could have gone really bad for Vax. Right now, the game is all on the eyes of RSG. It's a completely barren base over to the side of for the side of Team Flash, and RSG. Their play here is to move backwards before any mistakes are made, and Flash takes the lead.
That's right, and I have to give it to Lucian Cutie right there with Divine Justice constantly hedging out Vanix. He caught out Vanix twice, and both of the death is due to the Divine Justice.
Lots of money rolling in the bank. RSG, one of the only plays that they can work with is to ensure that most of these goals are starved out for Team Flash.
Yep, they have to starve out the goal as well, but take a look at the goal difference right now. 11,000. The goal difference is just too big.
The element of surprise on the side of Jay, unfortunately, would not work anymore. There is not a lot of space to work with. If they were to teleport a little bit too far, that would be bad. There's a cutie, he caught one, and that is gone! Grab gone, maybe eventually be gonna be the next one, but Fix it with the eye for an eye, he eventually gets himself away or not! Okay, breaks him down, the rest of the creep marches right in. We do have Lucian Cutie that lost his immortality, but Jay was just gonna be marching right in. Vanek holds his guard, Grab God takes right down. Jay's gonna be the next person that's gonna be front line. RSG, take the game! MPL SG Season 5 champions!
Wow! RSG SLATE SG. What a game!
They have went out with a bang! They are not gonna be stopping! And with that said and done, RSG SLATE SG, not back-to-back champions anymore, but back-to-back-to-back! We'll be passing the microphone back over to Cheryl